come back with apartment or bachelor life hacks.
Bachelor Life Hacks!
This is a dishwasher. If you're wondering exactly how big this thing is, because it's hard to tell, it's about 17 by 17 inches squared. And the easiest thing to measure it up to is about a medium pizza box. Now, question, what can this thing do? What are its capabilities? Does it need a water hookup? I'm going to answer all those real quick. We'll go with the water hookup first. Does it need to be hooked up to the faucet? And the answer is no. It needs to have a drainage into the sink, but it does not need to be hooked up to the faucet. And while we're on that, I'll show you how to load it with water.
Power on before filling with water.
You will need about 2 of these, maybe 1.5 of these. Little faucet thing. That means that it does not have enough water. When it has enough water, it will beep at you.
Pro user tip. Have the approximate amount of water needed to fill the dishwasher measured out in advance.
This is important because sometimes water will get stuck inside and fail to fully drain from the machine. When this happens, the Add Water notification icon will never disappear, no matter how much water you add. If you know approximately how much water you've already added to the dishwasher, it is much easier to diagnose this problem and rectify the situation. Adding more and more water to the machine when it's in this state will only make matters worse.
I don't use the air refresh or the fruit cycle because it has a fruit cycle. I don't use any of those. I didn't even know it had a fruit cycle until recently. For cleaning fruit, I guess. My usage is basic, okay? Either normal or rapid. Normal is very long though, so I usually just do rapid. Rapid's like a 40-minute wash cycle. Now, this thing has a hard time storing larger plates. Okay, you gotta really pack them in there. So, your best bet is smaller dishes. Okay, for filling it, the hole to fill it is actually up top. What I was using to fill it, it came with. Okay, it just sticks out so that I don't have to pull it out from underneath of the cabinet all the time. Ingenious. This is the actual drawer that pulls out for the dishes. It came with a silverware rack, but I don't use a silverware rack. Screw it, not a big deal. It's only gotten clogged one time, and I've used it a substantial amount, so pretty consistent. Also, if it starts beeping at you and it's either saying it's not done filling with water when it is, or vice versa, what you're gonna have to do is shut it off, unplug it, and actually tilt it on its side, but I'll go over that later. So let's just do a cycle real quick. Without going too crazy, this is about what you can fit. Maybe some extra things in there, especially if you don't have this plate in there, but you get the idea. Little compartment on the door, just fill it up with Cascade. Buy the good stuff, believe me, you won't regret it. It actually does get your dishes cleaner. Today we're just going to go rapid. Put it on rapid, press start. The light will come on. It works its mojo. 40-minute time for rapid. Normal is much longer. It's like 2 hours. So just throwing that out there. The dry cycle on rapid though is non-existent for the most part. There is, I guess, a dry cycle for normal, at least somewhat of a dry cycle. I don't notice much of a difference though, so they can drip dry. I'm over at the left side of it. If you're looking at it, that's where I have the drain coming out. I'm just going to turn this for a quick second. Now, if you want, it does have the hookups. even for hot water. You can hook it up to the faucet, okay? I've heard bad things about people hooking up the faucet, so screwing it up. Screwing the machine up, screwing the faucets up. I would just stay away from it. You can easily just pour the water in, not a big deal. The hookups are down there. You will need a screwdriver. All you can do is the hose clamp. If you guys know what a hose clamp is, just unscrew the hose clamp, screw it back on, not a big deal. It comes with, I don't know, 3 feet, but you can get extra piping if you need to, not a big deal. There's an inlet and an outlet. Okay, I purposely left the sound raw and unprocessed so you can hear as close to reality how quiet it is, because it's pretty damn quiet. Much more quiet than I thought it would be. A little swishing around. Other than that, nothing. Okay, here we're looking at the display itself, and again, this audio is raw. I'm not cutting out any of the noise so you can hear how loud it is. Power, hold for 3 seconds to turn on. Self-explanatory. Cycles, air refresh, delay. I don't screw with any of those. Okay, I read about it in a book. Look, Comfee, this brand, great company. However, some of their instruction manuals are a little bit tough to read. Okay, there's a little bit of a translation malfunction, or a gap in the translation, we'll call it. So I try to limit it with this, what I need to use it for, and I'm not going to overextend those bounds. Lock, hold for 3 seconds. I never use that either. I just go normal, rapid, and start. This is very, very important. One day, I was pushing the buttons and nothing was happening. I was pushing the button, wouldn't work, wouldn't light up. Sometimes it would beep, sometimes it wouldn't. Other times I would push it over here and this light would come on, okay? I thought the machine was broken. I was 2 steps from taking it back because I hadn't even had it that long. It turns out I needed to empty the machine on its side. There's water, I guess, stuck inside. It's not super common, but it's common enough that you're probably going to have to do it as maintenance every once in a while. So I looked at a YouTube video to see how to do it. It wasn't very self-explanatory, but it gave me enough information. And again, this company, they're not super huge here in America yet, so a lot of their videos are in, other languages. That's okay though. This dishwasher is actually #1 right now on Amazon, which is really cool because I love this thing. If you need to empty the water out though, just research it. I'll try to link a video or an instruction manual how to do it, but I was, like I said, 2 steps from taking it back, and it saved it. I had a heater in front of it and everything, thinking it was waterlogged. It was none of that. Just empty the water out. I let it dry out overnight, and it literally worked the next day. I don't even think I would have had to dry it out, though. It should have been cool. We have 3 minutes left on the timer. Okay, we beeped. That means it's done. Just checking. Plate. Nice. Bowl. Clean. Other bowl. Clean. And those are stacked inside of each other. Bowl. Clean. I don't know if you guys noticed, but some of these had food on them before I put them in too. Clean. Clean. Reese cup. Ha! Reese cup. Clean. My broken Yoda Best Dad. Clean. Which I'll actually be using for coffee. and clean. Okay, closing comments. Number one, when dishes are done, I just leave them in there to dry. Okay, I'll usually either do it before I go to work or right before bed or something like that. And when they're done, I just leave them go. I'm confident in the dishwasher's ability to clean them to the point where if I just leave them, they should be fine. Use better dishwashing detergent though. Believe me, it makes a difference. I found that out. The good stuff is the good stuff for a reason. In this case, this isn't something where you can buy something generic and get away with it. It's not going to work. At least not with this. It does. You can tell the difference between the two. Two, this is the #1 selling portable dishwasher in Amazon. So it's risen in the ranks. It was not such when I first bought it. So people must like it. Either that or it's just popular or there aren't that many. Take your pick. Let's talk price though. The original price of this on Amazon or the internet between $275 and $400. I don't know if it's worth that. I got mine from M&C, MacBid, Mac Discount, which is pretty much just Pittsburgh based, so I got mine for a fairly substantial discount, or else I probably would not have bought it, especially for $300 or $400. If you could find it for $200, I would think it's worth it, especially if you don't like doing dishes. I never used a dishwasher. I had a dishwasher at my last apartment. I had one in a house before. I never used it. And I'm suddenly discovering the beauty of actually having a dishwasher, albeit a mini one. And it makes the job a lot easier. Getting kids to use it, not so much yet. We'll see how that pans out. Make sure that you keep instructions around, because like I said, it will clog, the water will get stuck in there. Things happen with this. Yeah, it's not perfect. Believe me, it's not perfect. I've heard people talking online about the blade getting clogged. In fact, you're going to need to take those out and clean them every few weeks. The back, the hose, like I said, it has 3 feet of distance. You can hook an inlet up to it, an intake, and you need an exit regardless. I just have the exit because I filled it up here. It's not a bad little job.